Check, check. Yes, we're on. Good morning, everyone. Honorable Dr. Nigel Clarke, Minister of Finance and the Public Service, Senator the Honorable Kamina Johnson-Smith, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, His Excellency Yasuhiro Atsumi, Ambassador Extraordinaire and Plenipotentiary of Japan to Jamaica, Honorable Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, State Minister in the Ministry of National Security, invitees, special guests, friends, members of the media, those joining us online, good morning. We are here at a function with Japan and Jamaica. Let us see if we can try that again. Good morning, everyone. Thank you. My name is Shelly-Ann Weeks. I am the Director, Corporate Communications and Public Relations here at the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service, and I will guide you through the proceedings this morning. We are here for the signing ceremony for the exchange of notes between the government of Jamaica and the government of Japan to provide grant aid through Japan's economic and social development programs to support the Ministry of National Security. Now, the government of Jamaica and the government of Japan has established diplomatic relations since 1964. And so, to open with some remarks, I'm going to invite the Minister of Finance, Dr. the Honorable Nigel Clarke, to join us.
Minister of Foreign Affairs, Senator the Honorable Kamina Johnson-Smith, Minister of State in the Ministry of National Security, Honorable Juliet Cuthbert, His Excellency Ambassador Atsumi, Ambassador of Japan to Jamaica, members of the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service, Director General of the PIOJ, members of the media, good morning. And welcome to the Minister of Finance and the Public Service. I like inviting my colleague, Minister of Foreign Affairs, to our building and our conference room. There's quite a differential, you see, and I like for her to see it. And because we knew that Minister Juliet Cuthbert was going to be here today, we deliberately turned the elevators off to make sure that that Olympic winning spirit is represented here this morning. It is my pleasure to invite you to the Ministry of Finance and Public Service on this occasion to sign the exchange of notes in the amount of 400 million yen, where Japan is providing aid, support, economic support to Jamaica and specifically to the Ministry of National Security. Japan has been a dependable and long-standing partner of Jamaica and has supported Jamaica's development in a number of areas. And this latest iteration of support speaks volumes of our shared values and shared economic model, structure, goals, and aims. And I know the Ministry of National Security will be making good use of this support, and it's quite, I believe that Minister Cuthbert Flynn may speak to it, or Minister Johnson-Smith. What we like about the support that's provided from the government of Japan to the government of Jamaica is the granular nature and the thoughtful approach that is always taken, an approach that is geared towards making sure that Jamaicans benefit from the support being provided. Allow me to therefore sort of recognize this long-standing support that Japan has provided as we, in this iteration, commemorate the specific support for the Ministry of National Security. The government of Jamaica is grateful to the government of Japan for this, and we undertake, certainly we're signing it here at the Ministry of Finance and Public Service only because the funds come through to the consolidated fund. And it's because Jamaica has a strong record of fiscal management that meets international standards that governments feel comfortable to provide budget support to our country. It's not all countries that governments feel comfortable to provide budget support that just goes to the consolidated fund. In other places, they want to make sure they hold your hand and the funds goes directly to the project. And it's a testimony to the years of reforms and improvements that we've made in public financial management, why the Japanese government and others feel comfortable to provide this level of budget support to the government of Jamaica. Welcome, everybody, and welcome to you, Ambassador.
Thank you, Minister Clarke. Now, Japan has been providing official development assistance since 1954, and since then, they have significantly contributed to the promotion and economic and social development of developing countries, including Jamaica. The official development assistance program, mainly to Jamaica, consists of grants, including grassroots and human security grant projects, technical corporations, and loan aid. At this time, I would like to invite Senator the Honorable Kamina Johnson-Smith, Minister, Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, to give her remarks.
Thank you very much. Shelley-Ann. And thank you to my colleague, Minister Dr. Clarke, for welcoming us to your commodious and well-appointed conference room. The Honorable Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, Your Excellency Atsumi Yasuhiro, Ambassador of Japan to Jamaica, Director General of the PIOJ, my team members from Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, members of staff of the Ministry of Finance and Public Service, other special invited guests, distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the media, good morning. It is my great pleasure, and no, I don't need a big good morning, so thank you, we've given two already. It's my great pleasure to join you this morning to celebrate another milestone in the special relationship between the government and people of Japan and the government and people of Jamaica. With Japan's support being inked today, Jamaica will further enhance our national security capacity with the provision of funding assistance, as Minister Clarke has indicated, some 400 million yen, approximately 430 million Jamaican dollars in value, 430 million Jamaican dollars in value, for the purchase of 33 pickups and 5 ambulances for the Jamaica Constabulary Force. As Minister Cuthbert Flynn will no doubt elaborate, these funds will significantly improve our ability to effectively tackle criminality across the length and breadth of Jamaica and to better respond to emergency situations. For generations, the problem of crime and violence has not been properly addressed. However, these very difficult issues are being holistically addressed as a priority by this government. In addition to a strengthened legislative framework and focus on the socioeconomic factors, this government has invested more than any other in national security, in targeted and strategic programs and initiatives that include the recruitment, development, and better remuneration for police officers, as well as providing them with the tools and resources which they need to more effectively serve and protect the people of Jamaica. For my part, I've ensured that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade effectively translates the government's priorities and plans to our international partners so that our collaboration is maximized and results in the most pragmatic and beneficial outcomes in support of Jamaica's national development goals, including the peace and security of the people of Jamaica. I'm pleased, therefore, that our fight against crime is one of the areas which our international partnerships have addressed. We are pleased that the government of Japan has recognized that Jamaica is not only investing more in the fight against crime, but that there are encouraging results which should be supported, such as the marked double-digit reduction in murders. To put it simply, Jamaica is very serious about addressing crime, and Japan is showing how much they're willing to partner and support our serious efforts. Last year, I participated in the handover of several patrol boats by Parliamentary Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs Akimoto Masatoshi on his first visit overseas. These boats are being donated to Jamaica by Japan, further to arrangements agreed in 2019 between the late Prime Minister Abe and Prime Minister Holness during Prime Minister Holness's official working visit to Japan. The provision of funding for the purchase of these pickups and ambulances is further evidence of the domestic and international priority that this government and its partners like Japan put on Jamaica's peace and security. Ambassador, we ask that you kindly convey to Prime Minister Kishida the sincere appreciation and warm friendship of Prime Minister Holness, and indeed he hopes that they too will have the opportunity to meet soon. Ministers, Ambassador, this latest support adds another layer to the very vibrant partnership that we have enjoyed with Japan, as noted earlier, since 1964, which spans a range of sectors, including people-to-people cooperation and cooperation at the regional and multilateral levels. Only last month, I had the pleasure of not only meeting with State Minister in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, His Excellency Takei Shunsuke, but also welcoming him to address the 26th regular meeting of the COFCOR. We had a useful exchange about the importance we both attach to our relationship and our determination to deepen it as we prepare to commemorate 60 years of diplomatic relations and the 30th anniversary of Japan-CARICOM Friendship Year. Our discussions were also reinforced by the very active engagement around climate change and indeed peace and security. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm confident that Jamaica-Japan relations are poised for even greater heights as we look to the future. I'm assured by the demonstrated commitment of Ambassador Atsumi and his team, who have been steadfast in their readiness to provide support in keeping with our priorities and areas of interest. Thank you very much, Ambassador. You continue the fine tradition of Japanese excellence for which your country is well renowned. Please be assured that you and your team will always have a friend in Jamaica. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Minister Smith. Okay, so in preparing for this signing this morning, I went online and tried to learn some things about Japan. And I found something that we perhaps could use, Minister, in helping us fight crime. I found out about Hanami. Hanami is a famous Japanese blossom season, and sitting under the trees and viewing the trees and enjoying the bloom is a great way to help with mental health. So I thought that was quite interesting. But in Jamaica, perhaps we would use an ackee tree. But we'll see how we can learn from that. So right now, I would like to invite His Excellency Yasuhiro Atsumi, Ambassador Extraordinaire and Plenipotentiary of Japan to Jamaica.
Good morning. Good morning. Okay. All protocols observed, please. On behalf of the Government of Japan, I am pleased to here today to sign the exchange of notes along with Minister of Finance and Public Service, Dr. Clarke, in the presence of Minister Johnson Smith, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, and also State Minister Cuthbert of National Security. Under this Economic and Social Development Program, the amount of 400 million Japanese yen, or approximately 428 million Jamaican dollars, will be used to finance the purchase of 33 pickups and 5 ambulances for the Jamaica Constabulary Force to boost the national security of Jamaica. Today marks the beginning of another new cooperation on the security front. This grant aid program is aimed at strengthening Jamaica's capacity for stabilizing society. Undoubtedly, Japan's commitment to our bilateral relations carries great significance, and that is why our coming together at this occasion is a clear indication that Japan stands in solidarity with Jamaica. We are well aware that crime and violence is a growing concern and is the biggest challenge that Jamaica is facing at present. Unless the security environment improves visibly by taking concrete steps to reduce the number of murders, shootings, and other major crimes, foreign direct investment from overseas and growth in tourism may be hampered, and then economic growth and economic development of Jamaica may be in danger. Therefore, I believe that this program is very, very important. In the past as well, Japan has provided extensive cooperation in the field of safety and security of Jamaica. To name a few, a handling over for 3 patrol boats is being scheduled under the grant aid project for enhancing maritime security and disaster response capabilities of Jamaica, which was signed during the visit of Prime Minister Holness to Japan in December 2019. Japan is also cooperating in the training of Jamaican police officers. Almost every year, officers from the Ministry of National Security participate in the training program in Japan implemented by the Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA. Just this month, the Embassy of Japan announced the launch of a technical cooperation project, capacity building on the community police, Koban system. Implemented by JICA Kingston and the Brazilian police, the project will strengthen the JCF's community policing capacity. As we were witnessing this morning, the implementation of this project is a testament to the partnership between Japan and Jamaica, which share the same values and have maintained good bilateral relations for about 60 years. As you just know, the year of 2024 will mark the 60th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between Japan and Jamaica. In concluding, Japan looks forward to continue working with the people and government of Jamaica in further strengthening and promoting our partnership, which is called the JJ Partnership. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. And now we are about to engage in the actual signing of the notes. So we'll invite the team to hand over the documents. And just to remind you, we are here for the signing ceremony for the exchange of notes between the government of Jamaica and the government of Japan to provide grant aid through Japan's Economic and Social Development Program to support the Ministry of National Security. For those who are just joining us online, the government of Jamaica and Japan, through its Economic and Social Development Program, has provided grant assistance to the government of Jamaica in the amount of 400 million yen, some 430 million Jamaican dollars, to assist the Ministry of National Security with the purchasing of vehicles for the Jamaica Constabulary Force. The documents are being signed by the Minister of Finance, Dr. the Honorable Nigel Clarke, and the Ambassador Extraordinaire and Plenipotentiary of Japan to Jamaica, His Excellency Yasuhiro Atsumi. Do the speech first and then bring that round. Minister, hold. We're not quite finished yet. We have one more item and then we'll wrap up. Yes, so we just had the signing of the notes between the government of Jamaica and the government of Japan to provide a grant aid through Japan's economic and social development program to support the Ministry of National Security. And now we'd like to invite Honorable Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, State Minister in the Ministry of National Security, to bring her remarks.
Can you hear me? Oh, a pleasant morning. Okay, we just witnessed the signing of this memorandum of understanding. So this is a very good day for us. Again, pleasant morning to everyone. Minister of Finance and the Public Service, the Honorable Dr. Nigel Clarke, Senator the Honorable Kamina Johnson-Smith, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Trade, of course, Director General of the PBCJ, Mr. Wayne Henry, and of course, Ambassador of Japan to Jamaica, His Excellency Atsumi. A pleasant morning. We see other distinguished guests, members of the Ministry of National Security also here, and all the media representatives. Jamaica and Japan have maintained, as we have heard, strong diplomatic relations since 1964. Japan has been an invaluable diplomatic partner in the realization of Vision 2030. And I know that we will get there, Mr. Wayne Henry. Jamaica specifically with goal number 2, Jamaica's societies to really keep us secure, cohesive, and just. And so it is therefore fitting and very timely this morning that this memorandum of understanding is signed here today. Jamaica, of course, will benefit from this grant aid, as we have heard before, of approximately 427 million Jamaican dollars and 400 million Japanese yen. Of course, this signifies Japan's sustained contribution to our nation's social and economic development over the years. And we have heard before from Your Excellency the different assistance that's been given to Jamaica over the years. This grant, of course, will be used to procure 33 pickup trucks and 5 ambulances. And as a rural member of parliament, I have to say that this is going to come in very handy for many rural areas in Jamaica because of the terrain. And so these 33 pickup trucks will be it's an invaluable contribution. Also the ambulances. This vehicle will further improve the responsiveness of the Jamaica Constabulary Force to act in the acts of lawlessness and all the serious criminal activities. The parishes that will set to be beneficiaries of these include St. Catherine North, St. Andrew South, St. Thomas, South St. Mary, Portland, Westmoreland, St. James, St. Elizabeth, Clarendon, Hanover, Trelawney, and Kingston East. So we're going to the length and breadth of Jamaica. The Medical Services Branch of the Jamaica Constabulary Force will receive 5 ambulances, which are all to be deployed. And so, you know, I want to say that, again, this is a timely contribution and very needed. And so on behalf of the government of Jamaica, this continued partnership is well respected and greatly appreciated. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister, State Minister. All right, and we have had some very good news here this morning. Of course, the relationship between Jamaica and Japan continues to thrive, and this is an indication of that. We are so grateful to be here this morning to share this good news, because this is good news. And so we'd like to thank everybody who has joined us, whether in person or virtually, to share in the fact that Japan, the government of Japan, let me get the number right, has provided grant assistance in the amount of 400 million yen. That is approximately 430 million Jamaican dollars to the government of Jamaica to assist the Ministry of National Security. And I think that is absolutely good news. So at this time, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us. Thank the ministers, thank the ambassador for being here this morning. And thank you to the media for helping us spread the news, and to the support team for helping us put in everything together. My name is Shelley Ann Weeks. It was my pleasure to serve you here this morning.